Good evening, everyone. If I can type straight, good grief. Hold on a minute. Hey, everyone, how you doing? Trying to get this thing straight, my gracious. Hey, Red, how are you doing this evening? Or just be faster to type it in. There we go. Hey, Bounty. Hey, sister, you made it. Hello, Teresa Woods. Welcome to chat. Oh, another Shelby Countyan. Hold on a minute. There we go. Hello, Lonnie. How are you doing? I'm trying to catch myself. I look like a drowned rat. Flying by the seat of my pants. Trying to hurry. Mugged by Jane a while ago. She assaulted me. Oh, no problem. No problem at all. I'm just happy that you got to make it. I'm trying not to make y'all motion sickness and get comfortable here. I forgot to put my blanket underneath me to raise me up some. How's the herd doing? Are they doing good? Good to see you too. Good to see you. So, how's everyone doing tonight? I've got my laptop plugged into a surge protector because we've got some little bitty super sales heading our way, and I'm hoping to get through with chat all the way through before they make their appearance. But this is just the beginning. Wednesday's going to be the really bad day that we got to watch out for. Knocking on wood for you now. Hopefully, you've had a whole bunch of heifers. Of course, help that herd grow even bigger. Yeah, it's been an interesting weekend. I've been so busy, I totally forgot to post today's video. I've got it on schedule for tomorrow now because I was expecting to answer, responses, and I'm like going, oh my god, I forgot the video. I have been hopping this past weekend. My hair, I look like drowned rat. Man, we had one storm come through earlier, and the sky got all turquoise colored, and I'm like, going, oh no, what on earth is coming this way? Yes, that's true too. Yeah. Hey, Monica, how you doing? How's everybody doing tonight? This evening, afternoon, depends on where you're at. Uh oh, sore. Yeah, I knew that one's Friday night. Hey, Tanya, how are you doing? Welcome to chat. Yeah, Friday. Y'all will see the video tomorrow, which y'all were supposed to see it today. Friday, I went and volunteered at the Botanic Garden again, and I know I dug up close to 1,000 irises. Let me tell you, my muscles in my back of my legs hated me. Friday evening, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. I know I dug up 1,000 at least. It's kind of irksome in a way because I planted all those irises and I had to dig them all back up. Yep, I need to get to doing some canning when I get some spare money. I want to do a bunch of dehydrating and canning, but that's on hold for now. I got to get caught up on medicinals. I've got to harvest the purple dead nettle. I've got dandelions. I've got to retransplant wild lettuce. That stuff is coming up like crazy everywhere. There was a few I just had to, and I mowed. I had to mow grass. When was it? Sunday. I was not happy that I had to mow grass. It's too early for that for me, but that's okay. I have one. What is it? 33. I think it's 33 or 35 gallon garbage can crammed pack of grass clippings, and another one that has about quarter full of grass clippings, and the rest is extremely well mulched um, leaves, and then a second garbage can full of really, the leaves mulch so fine that it almost, if you didn't look at it close, it looked like dirt. It was great. So I've got all that saved up. I'll eventually someday get to do if YouTube ever decides to send me my money, whenever that is, that y'all so graciously donated to me. Uh, Got to put some of that, well, most of that away, but I need to get started on those beds badly so I can teach y'all how to, grow your own mushrooms a whole lot easier than people think it is. Hey Heather, how you doing? Yep, still above ground. Not kicking high. I'm too sore to be kicking too high, but still above ground. Waiting for these little bit of storms to roll through. Now, everybody, if you're in the south, be careful come Wednesday. It's going to be bad. Hey, LP, how are you doing? Good evening. All my little owls are coming in the chat. I'm loving it. All of us owls gathering together. It's all part of this season transition, and it's going to only get worse each year. So yeah, it's something to might as well be prepared for because we instead of having spring rains occasionally, we have monsoon season now. Believe me, if I could, I would in a heartbeat because I'd send you the rain, not the tornadoes, because it's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. From what I've seen on the radar and everything, you ought to be in for a big snowstorm up there too. Cause yeah, the north is fixing to get really hammered with this storm system. Hey, Garden of Twitty, how you doing, brother? Welcome to chat. Yep, it's gonna get bad Wednesday. Um, Twitty, y'all aren't anywhere near those wildfires down there in Texas, are you? Because that's gonna get really bad with these winds and everything from these storms. I've been worried about you down there. You too, Lonnie. I hope you're not anywhere where them wildfires are just going crazy. Y'all just keep your eyes on your weather come probably late Tuesday night into Wednesday and Thursday as well. Okay, okay, good. Well, I know y'all don't like the S word, but get prepared, y'all. It's supposed to be hidden all the way up there too. Yeah, 'cause this has the makeup for another really really bad one. That's that just goes to prove right there about the grand solar minimum and how the weather. People better keep records of the weather each year because it's going to severely change. And for you not even to get a quarter inch total, that's unheard of. Yes, we got to stay mindful, got to stay wise, and got to stay prepared. And this is why we prep everyone. Got to stay prepared because we don't know what this is going to do because none of us and most of all our ancestors, it was 400 over 400 years ago since the last one came through. We honestly have no clue what it's going to really do to us but rattle our cages. Yep, but down here we're floating, I'm telling you. But like I said, that's why we prep. You've got to be prepared. And for the love of God, I wish these preppers would wake up and realize quit showing what you have. Do not show what you have because there's plenty of people out there not doing a single thing and they think they're going to come shopping at our houses. Well, they're going to be sadly mistaken because guess what? No, you ain't coming shopping. Ooh, that's too hot. But yeah, I know what that feels like because we get that hot here too. I can take the humidity any day. But yep, gotta stay prepared. Yep, gotta stay prepared for those people too because there's a lot of people around me I know for a fact they're not stocking up. They're too worried about buying Fagos and bagged chips. Yep, I got quite a few think they're going to do that. Well, they're thinking wrong. It don't work that way. Oh, I hate to hear that, sister. I really do. Yep, you could only do so much. I heard, when was it? It was the other day. The Arctic got up to 78 degrees. That should wake a lot of people up. That should wake a lot of people up because they were warmer than we were. And before long, I say probably about 4 more years, we're going to know what brutal winter really is. I'll be making all kinds of snow cream then. And yeah, it's not good when stuff like this happens. They all want to blame something else, but tell the truth. I'm still laughing about them trying, instead of facing the facts that we have world famines going on. We have food shortages, and they're trying to blame it all on that so-called war over there. No, that ain't got nothing to do with it, not whatsoever. That's bad. No, you can't make money on that. Yep, lentils are really good in meatloaf. Now, I ain't gonna lie, every once in a while I like a bean burger, but it's gotta be a good bean burger. They are good. They can be good. I've had some horrible ones. But once in a while, it's good to, have one of those. I'm not going to eat it constantly, knock on wood. But yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. Would not put them past them. Look, I'm seeing at Lowe's, and I like plants, but no, I'm not paying 4.98 for one bell pepper plant. I don't know what watermelon truck they thought I just fell off of, but I wouldn't put it past them a bit. Yeah, and that's why, um, I'm gonna be starting all my tomato, pepper, and everything seeds once this storm system gets by. Now, of course, there'll be more storm systems coming, but I can't even walk into my garden, so I can't. It's not going to dry up, hopefully, until about middle of May because the groundwater is almost to the top of the ground. So yeah, that's why I don't start my seeds early. Message from the dark side there. I gotta cut that down. Sorry, y'all. Give me a minute. Sorry about that, y'all. We'll be hearing Yoda on for a while. Hey, Regina, I'm glad you got to make it. Hey, Tammy. Yep, I make oops soup too, or oops spaghetti. It all depends on what I'm canning. But yeah, it's just some more of that GMO crap. And people won't stand up and fight. They just won't. People are going to finally have to get brave and stand up. Yeah, it's you'll be getting what we're going through right now. This is just the first wave of this week. You'll probably catch what's coming our way Wednesday. You'll probably be catching that Thursday, or yeah, about early morning Thursday. Because yeah, this is just the beginning of what's coming. Like I said, don't get paranoid, people. Don't get scared. Pay attention. You don't have to even watch the weather forecast because most of them people don't have no sense. Watch your radars. Uh, Pay attention to your radar. Read your radar, so that's how you'll know when to expect it and what's coming. I get tired of weathermen. I really do. Now I don't have problem getting the markdown plants at Lowe's. The other day I looked up um, and got four marked down thornless blackberry plants. I just gotta, give them a little love and some of that sauce, and they're gonna perk right back up. Got them half price, but they don't take care of their plants, and you can clean them plants off. Most of the times, I don't save the pots or anything, but until I find out, because um, you can sue the daylights out of them. But yep. Oh, my little honey tangerine seed that was germinated so much and I felt guilty about. It's popping up. They're all popping up. Yeah, you can check the labels. They have to label that stuff. Or at least they're supposed to. But I don't buy the ornamental crap and stuff. Most of the ones that I've seen labeled like that are your ornamental crap. And I'm telling you, I am still shocked how many people have no clue that they need to be growing food. I get so tired of people, especially in the garden communities around here. These people more interested in ornamentals and house plants, no clue that they need to be growing food. And I keep warning them, y'all, you need to be growing food. But you can only warn people so many times until you finally say, well, you're on your own to it. Hey, Sue, how are you doing? No, you're not late. You're not late. We're just getting rolling here. But yeah, a lot of your ornamental plants have those tags on it. But I, I, don't buy vegetables, plants anywhere. 'Cause I 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 Yes, hostas are edible. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I went by there today because I needed a bag of topsoil to mix in with my other stuff to make my potting, my seed starting. Let me tell you, I like to got hit 3 times. These people are going crazy because, oh my God, buy bags of mulch for $10. One man bought 150 bags. I'm like, well, you can toss. I'm thinking to myself, you can toss some of that money my way. Now, don't get me wrong. It's okay to have, pretty things, pretty plants. But most of these people, that's all they're interested in. They gotta have their yard pretty. That grass has to be so green. It's gotta be a certain height. Yeah, I'm not even gonna tell you how much I hate grass. And and if my other half, would let me, that whole front yard and backyard would be took up with raised beds and bigger garden. But he likes a little bit of grass to walk around on whenever he gets to walk. Yes, the pretty edible flowers. You need some flowers to now, especially if you're gardening. In your garden, some flowers are okay. But when you put bukus of flowers, even in your vegetable garden, the pollinators get more interested in the flowers than they are pollinating your vegetable plants. So there has to be an even balance with that. Yes, I'd much rather eat vegetables too. Because I've seen some people have bukus of flowers and nothing in their garden was hardly pollinated. Yep, you gotta have something pretty. Believe me, I like it too. But yeah, my fruit trees have been blooming like crazy. Even the poor little peach that could, that poor thing had more flowers on it than any of the fruit trees. Yeah, I noticed the Lowe's in Millington just got a massive shipment of fig trees, some citrus trees, but the prettiest citrus trees I've seen yet is at Tractor Supply in Millington. Now, I don't have $25 to drop on a citrus tree, but they are beautiful and healthy too, and they're about is about 2 foot tall. Let me tell you, these trees have gone crazy. The plants have gone crazy here too. The wisteria is already blooming. This is early for wisteria. It should be later on in the month. I was shocked when I cut up those apples for the apple fritters. And out of 4 apples, I got 17 germinated seeds. I'm like going, come my children, come here. Let mama plant you. I've got them planted and I'm hoping they're going to come up. And of course, now you can make jelly with wisteria. Also, you got to be careful which one you use. Kudzu blooms can also make jelly as well. Yeah, yeah. I like to walk in the dirt. I like to feel the dirt under my feet. I'm just not big on grass. I can't help it. I see too many people in this city with the glowing green grass because they paid so much to have all the weeds killed in their yard. Barefoot on some grass is okay, but I like getting my feet muddy. It's actually it's more of a kudzu is more of a medicinal for alcoholism. That's its main usage. Yeah, kudzu is mainly used for medicine for alcoholics. There we go. I'll get it out. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with chat as well. Now, I'll admit, eventually I'm gonna get me three wisterias started, and what I want to do is braid them together and make the big like umbrella canopy. But I'm not gonna let them get you know, away from me. I want it as a centerpiece out in the yard. But wisteria is easy to grow, but you got to take care of them, and you got to make sure that you don't allow them to take over. There was something else I was going to say, and I can't remember. I'll tell you, I've been doing the work of, well, two because, well, and I still laugh. I can't help it. Love it, Tammy. You call him Arlo Jr. He can't do much of nothing. He's still not allowed to put pressure or anything on his foot, and we're still waiting to hear eventually from a doctor. So still no surgery scheduled at all, and his foot is driving him crazy because it started itching really bad. And of course, he's growing stir crazy because he can't go to work. This is not. He is not a man used to laying still with his leg up in the air. Uh oh, who's drinking up the vodka? Because I'm sorry, I'd be teaching somebody what a cattle prod felt like. Yep, I'd be teaching somebody what a cattle prod felt like, and I have no shame about that. Oh, I know what you mean, Lonnie, about the chickens. Yeah, I had that happen once with Goose. Yep. Flip flops come into play after that one. And you know how they talk about slippery as goose, you know what? Oh, yeah, I about fell flat, and that would have been even worse. Yeah, I'm just thankful I don't have to worry about anybody grabbing the vodka for tincture because, yeah, no, it wouldn't be a pretty sight. But, yeah, I just like getting the feet dirty and, yeah. But it's true about the grounding effect that getting your feet either in grass or either in dirt. Now, my problem is I don't get to walk around as barefooted as I'd like to. One, my yard is still way too dangerous because I'm still picking up broken glass from bottles and crap that people keep throwing in my yard and stuff that was there before. And I have nerve damage, so I don't get to enjoy walking barefoot like I used to. Hey, Duval, how are you doing? No, you're not late. You got here exactly when you were meant to. Oh, I bet you that was horrible. I bet you that was. because the last thing he saw was this Bigfoot coming after him. Poor little thing. But no, let's see, what else was I going to say? Yeah, and it just irks me because I want to be out somewhere where I can walk barefooted if I can stand to do it and don't have to worry about neighbors. Hey, the Hoodstead, how are you doing, sister? But I want to be out in the middle of BFE. I really do. 100 acres and an old house, completely self sufficient. Hey, October Opal, how are you doing? Welcome to chat. Hey, Pauletta, you made it. Welcome to chat. All the little owls are coming in to roost. Your timing was great. But as long as I keep staying positive and praying, maybe that 100-acre homestead will just poof up out of the blue. Because I want to have a reason why I say 100. And I'd be happy with 40, but reason why I say 100, that way I can raise animals, raise the feed that I want to feed the animals, and have enough room for giant garden, giant herb garden, giant everything, and a hayfield as well. Oh, believe me, I'm a hugging that thing. I'm trying not to strangle it to death. Yes, it is a no-no. When if you're careful, you can flip flops or sandals, but you still got to make sure that they don't rub your foot. Yeah, I'm just trying not to strangle that dream to death. So, I would, sister, but no, the other half would not be able to live up there at all. He'd freeze to death. Yes, it is. Yes, it definitely is. There's a lot of things out there that can be eaten, and a lot of people don't realize it. That's just like a lot of people, they're scared to death of dandelions. Dandelions are delicious. I mean, you need clover, you need everything in moderation. I know it is, but to him, that's a whole nother different story. I'm shocked he actually survived South Dakota for a little while. That's just like, and here's another one a lot of people don't know, but you got to catch them when they're young and just coming back up. Uh, Anybody know what sawbriars are? Sawbriars are edible as well. They taste like asparagus. Yeah, my bones. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Um, since this grand solar minimum started, I'm not one bit happy because every once in a little while, if the storms were really intense, they would bother me. Now, every severe thunderstorm it rolls through, it hurts. It hurts way more than it should. Weather affects me way worse than it ever did before. I try my best to teach as many things as possible. It's just like I want to get some fiddlehead ferns going because I want to be able to harvest fiddleheads. Uh, I know I'll hopefully begin ramp soon. Yeah, no negative 45 Celsius. No, I'm a strong woman, but I have limitations. But there is so many things now. I've got to take him to just his primary care doctor checkup tomorrow. I'm going to try my best to do another, well, not another, I'm so late. Foraging in the Woods video. I'm going to try to do that depending on the weather. I'm going to try to get out there tomorrow or after this storm rolls through. Now, Thursday, I'm I've been getting my stuff prepared. Thursday is go back to the city hall meeting. So I got to be on my P's and Q's, and I'm going to let them know how he has constantly harassed us. And I'm going to tell them, look, I want to stop put to it. Yeah, I like my cold weather too, but yeah, when you have to just about bundle up in fighting gear to survive to go outside, I'm good. I'm good. But yeah, I'm going for the juggler Thursday because I'm gonna make sure that they know that there's federal fines to be upheld because of the destruction. Now look, I know something on my body would notice it the minute I walked out that front door now. Oh, did I miss somebody? Nope. Nope, I don't think I missed anybody coming in the chat. I noticed a lot of other chats are starting up on this same night, but you know what? I'm gonna hold fast. The ones really interested will come in from chat. But I'm gonna get after this storm comes through. I want to see how the weather's going to be because I don't plant anything warm weather related until Easter's over with. People don't realize we've gotten snow here on Easter before. And yeah, Easter's kind of early this year, and we've had so much rain. The water table is so high up in the garden area now that when I try to dig in the garden, I go down. You could hear it. I just barely get the edge of the shovel in, and you can hear it hit the water. The water table is almost to the top of the ground. So, yeah, not going to be working in the garden anytime soon. But I still got plenty of time. We got hopefully a long growing season this year, and I still have to wait for my garlic to get done with so I can harvest it and get my sweet potatoes started. Yes, I could grow rice in it. My problem is I wouldn't be able to harvest it. Yeah, the leer leaf sage is all up in my backyard. I've got some of the biggest clover leaves I've ever seen on what I call it purple clover, but they call it red clover. But it's the biggest leaves I've ever seen. I found a patch come up out of nowhere, singing nettle, which I'm gonna have to dig up and transplant somewhere else so it'll stay safe. Um, I'm not going to say how much wild lettuce has come up in my yard. I've already dug up about 30 plants, and I'm going to have a whole lot more to dig up and transplant somewhere else in the backyard because I about killed myself last year trying to dodge or and mow or weed eat around all that wild lettuce in the backyard. Yes, I like the purple clover. I've got purple clover. I've got red clover. I need to actual red clover. I need to seed, and I've got just the regular natural white clover too. Yes, apparently this is going to be a season of pain, a lot of pain, because and although, let's see, we're going to be going on 5 years at this location where we're at. I've never seen so much wild lettuce in the yard. It's just gone crazy. And I didn't let it go to seed, you know, blow across the yard. So it makes me wonder what's coming down the pike, and elderberries are just popping up everywhere. So it's going to be sickness and pain. So y'all be careful, be prepared, because I watch the way the plants talk. And from what I'm seeing, what's coming up, I'm not liking what they're saying. Yes, it is definitely a sign. You've got to learn to read your plants. Yes, it definitely is. So is as long as you learn the dosage for the wild lettuce. Sorry, everyone. Don't mean to be yawning. As long as you learn the dosage for the wild lettuce, it's also good for fibro pain as well. Everybody hears how Sherry swears by the wild lettuce, but the dandelions this year are freaking huge here, and I need to. I've missed several. I missed one real good harvest, but man, they popped back up. And let's see, I mowed Sunday, early Sunday afternoon, and they're already back up, blooming big. Oh, I'll be making videos, warm or not. Yeah, because they're coming up, and it's been pretty cool here. Because we just had a frost, and believe it or not, it didn't hurt nothing. Didn't hurt nothing. They were like laughing at the frost. Yeah. Excuse me, y'all. Can't harvest wild lettuce until it's almost about ready to bloom. That's when it's time to harvest your wild lettuce. It's gonna be a while for that one. Oh man, you should have seen me weed eating, and it looked like an obstacle course in the backyard last year because I wouldn't mow down the wild lettuce that had come up. Not this year. I'm pre-digging. I am pre-digging as many as I possibly can until I run out of room. Hello, Ashley. Welcome to chat. I'm glad you was able to make it. Yes, that's when it's at its strongest. You have to wait. And I've got it coming up. Y'all will laugh. I got a I made a small video on things coming up in my backyard. It'll post. See, today's Monday. It'll post Wednesday. I've got wild lettuce coming up in a big wild lettuce coming up in my pot that has what few little horseradishes coming up. I've got wild lettuce here, wild lettuce there. I've got one pot that's got three wild lettuces coming in it, and I know for a fact I didn't plant it. Did you save any dry goldenrod? Because goldenrod tea works the same as well. Hey, TLC in the garden, how are you doing? Welcome to chat. All the owls are steadily coming in. But yeah, I've never seen so much. So yeah, we've got something definitely coming down the pike. And what else have I seen a lot of? Uh, Weird stuff blooming already. I've seen some of the leer leaf sage blooming already, and I'm like going, "Whoa, you need to slow down." I have some irises a few irises that's already shooting up bloom stems, and I'm like going, "Y'all way too early. Y'all calm down." But a lot of stuff. I mean, the purple dead nettle has just gone crazy in my backyard. Some of it's way over a foot tall, and that's tall for purple dead nettle. Yeah, the hoodstead gets around. But yeah, the medicinals are coming out and coming out heavy, so it means y'all try to save up as much as you can. A lot of it, I have no choice. I'm gonna have to dehydrate it because I can't get the alcohol to make the tinctures at the moment. But clover's coming out like crazy. I know the trilliums, my toad shadow trilliums are up already, and some of them are blooming, and I'm like going, you need to slow down a little bit. It could easily mean that, very easily mean that, and I'm a hoping it's not true, but you never know anymore. That or they're trying to get bloom before a cold spell. Because, yeah, we could be looking at a really hard winter coming up. So, like I said, we've just got to keep an eye on our weather. And no, like I said, you don't have to watch the news. Learn how to read radar. Watch the 10-day forecast. Of course, it's going to change, but learn how to read it. Speaking of, and I'm glad you brought that up. Speaking of meadowlarks, I had one singing its little heart out off in the bushes at my place. Never had one there. Never had a meadowlark at my house, but it's singing its little heart out. Now this year we had a winter. We haven't had a well, year before last we had Snowtopia, but that was fairly brutal for this area. But this year we had three ice storms and a snowstorm. That's that's kind of more winter than what we're used to. We're used to it getting cold, but not as much as we've had. Yes, I love hearing meadowlarks. See, at our place we have robins year round, blue jays with horrible starlings and so on. Hold on. Man, that bot's getting around, I tell you. Good grief. Hello, Gwen. How are you doing? Hey, David. I'm glad you was able to make it. I sent your package off a couple of days ago, and I totally forgot to send you the tracking number. I'm sorry. Uh-oh. Yeah, we were too trying to hurry up and get them people off of here. It's okay. Okay, good. I'm glad you got it. Please tell me it was all in one piece. Nothing was broke or anything. Yes, the trolls are getting worse, especially the naked ones. I'm like going, yeah, no, no. I have no desire to, and I can't help it. I busted out laughing. Thank you, thank you. I put heart into everything that I make because I want to make sure that people get what they pay for. Yes, we did slam that bot. Hello, Evelyn. Welcome to chat. How are y'all doing this evening? Getting back, I have squirrel moments. I like to make sure that everybody gets what they pay for, the amount that they're supposed to get, and the quality. Because I want to make sure that people not only get what they pay for, but they get healed from what they're looking to heal themselves from. Because, yeah, I don't believe in ripping people off because what goes around comes around. Hey, Audrey, how are you doing? Welcome to chat. Yep, slowly but surely the owls are all coming in to roost. We're gathering around the fire. Eventually, one day, I'll get that big farm and we can have maybe a yearly gathering, and or it might be an escape area for everyone, a safe zone. Yes, I'm doing great. We've got some bad weather coming. I'm hoping that the chat makes it through. And because right after chat, we're supposed to get hit, but everybody, please be careful. Um, Late Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is going to be the really bad weather. So, y'all keep your head focused and watch that radar. I'm above ground. I'm not kicking high, but I'm still above ground. Yes, because I make sure that I want everything to be perfect. Yeah, I don't, I pour my product in where, so that it's not on the threads or anything. I clean on the salves, it's not too hard to do to get it right into the tin. Tincture bottles can be iffy, but I clean up everything because I want to make sure everybody gets exactly what they're supposed to. Oh, thank you, David. I appreciate that. Because, I mean, it's not hard to pour salve, and I won't put the lid on the salve until they have completely cooled and solidified because I don't want any condensation or anything happening to take a chance of anything going bad. Yeah, I would have liked to had more packing on the products, but I was running out of room in the box, and I wanted to make sure I prefer using a little bit bigger boxes, but they didn't have any of those. And oh, now, Red, if you make your own now, it's up to you. It's your choice. I was worried. I'm not gonna lie, David. I was worried about the tincture bottle. I'm just glad that it made it. And to me, that was the best substitute of anything that I make for what you wanted. To me, I won't harvest, especially if I have to kill the plant. Just like if I was to make an echinacea tincture, I'd have to kill the whole plant because it's the roots that are the most medicinal. And to me, my plants are not old enough just yet to harvest, to dig them up to harvest them. Yes, the peregrine falcons are nesting already. They're not happy because several pairs, their nesting trees have, was part of the trees that were tore down in the back. I haven't seen the hawks much, so I guess they're pretty mad as well. But yeah, well, I'm gonna voice my opinion again come Thursday, and they're gonna know that they messed up. Thank you, David. I do appreciate it more than you know. Oh no! I'm sorry about that. Lucky rat, I ain't about to plant any watermelons here. It's not warm enough nor stable enough. And yes, I hate to admit it, watermelons would actually drown here before they'd rot in the ground before they ever come up. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Believe me, I'm going to get them. And yep, yet again, I'm going to videotape it as well. Oh, what link to order? You just have to email me because I still haven't had time with him getting hurt to work on my store. Um, Mostly by word of mouth at the moment. Um, so I'm hoping to get enough videos made up so during these storms I can work on my store. But thank you, David. I wasn't talking about you, David. I was talking to Tanya that I don't have a link for my products yet. Oh no, I got to take pictures and everything before I can even do any of that. And then I got to dig it out of the utility, dig my supply out of the utility room and get them all up and going. I'll get it done. Believe me, I will get it done. Just gonna take me a while. All as like I always say, all in due time. I'm good with that one. But I would have had it. I would have had my store already up if it wouldn't have been for the accident. I make a lot for arthritis and inflammation. I have the wild lettuce tincture, which is for pain. I also make comfrey salve. I make patchouli salve. Yes, definitely you can email me and I will respond as soon as possible. I do some fermentation thanks to Tammy. I'm going to get back to doing more fermentation as soon as I can get some stuff grown because, well, me getting to go grocery shopping has kind of come to a screeching halt with no income. So yeah, with him not working or not able to work, well, no, he was the breadwinner. So, and then my biggest craft fair of the year has come and gone, and I could not leave him for 3 days at the house by himself. So I missed that one, and that was my big money maker for the year. So yep, things are just getting tight. That's all. I haven't been able to buy any alcohol and do a lot of things. And I'm not talking about alcohol to drink, folks. Yep, kale salad is good. I like cooked kale, sauteed kale. Don't get me sounding like Bubba Gump here. But yeah, it shouldn't be too much longer. Poke salad will be coming up. I need to, it's probably about time to do another harvest on the stinging nettles as well. Online craft fair. Yes, kale chips are really good. Yep, thank you, Hoodstead. Yep, she posted my spring link for t-shirts, coffee mugs. I've got to figure out how to get some baseball caps made. But yep, I have quite a bit of merch on my spring website. I got the Shed of Many Names shirt. I've got the Owls Old Ways Learners shirt. Yeah, I'm telling you, those shirts are comfortable too. Now, another dear sister, she must be working and couldn't make it for chat tonight. She got upset with the lady that fussed at me about my "It's Canning Time" T-shirt, and she bought her one of the canning shirts because she's gonna wear it every time she does canning. Yeah, I need to get me one of those canning shirts too and wear it every time that I do a canning video. I mean, I can't believe that, if I made it more simpler, I don't understand why somebody get upset when, it was a picture of ball canning jars and they got all upset because I said, uh, grab your balls, it's canning time. I mean, ball jars, folks. I don't know how much, more simpler I could have made it. And I like how they package the merchandise as well. I love that I don't have to touch anything. They do all the printing, packaging, and mailing and everything. All of that is out of my hands, and from the way they shipped mine to me, I was very impressed of how they done it. But yep, there's all kinds of shirts and like I said, coffee mugs, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts. There's a few hoodies. And I try to keep the prices down to just to where I make a little bit of profit, not much. I know it was straightforward, but oh yeah, I should be ashamed of myself for making that canning jar t-shirt. Oh, I love garter snakes. Hey, Hooga Homestead, how are you doing? Welcome to chat. I know it, but yeah, I was supposed to have been ashamed of myself for making that t-shirt. I busted out laughing. I couldn't help it. I mean, if you don't know what a ball jar looks like, it's not my fault. Yes, yes, they do. Yes, they do. But I couldn't help it. I mean, good grief, it was a picture of 5 or 6 half-gallon ball canning jars filled with pickled eggs, and it said, "Grab." Let's see, what is it? Grab your balls. It's canning time. I mean, how much straightforward could I be? But oh well. But no, there's two different kinds of, and I can't help it. I absolutely love it. Friend, let's see, what is her name? The Hoodstead. Oh, I am so bad with names, and I feel bad when I forget them. Thank you, Audrey. Uh, what is it? Not the Hoodstead. It's garden gardening in the Hoodstead or something like that. Um, the really sweet lady that grew. Um, and I'm so bad, and I try not to be. The one that grew the avocado for the girl homestead in the hood. That's it. Yes, she's the one that gave me the idea to call everybody owls, old ways learners. So all y'all we're all the owls. We're learning together. Thank you, the Hoodstead. I just could not remember it. And that's why I feel bad because I can't remember everybody's name. Thank you, Tabitha. Because it cracked me up. I thought it was hilarious. I love plays on words, jokes, and puns. I love it, especially puns. Yes, owls. And there's two different designs for that shirt. Let's see, do you have to use Teespring only on YouTube? No, no, you could use it. Teespring is its own site. You just advertise what your page is on Teespring. Oh, let me tell you, apparently she got really upset. She deleted her comment after my sister Angela got after her. And see, made me mad because I didn't get to read her whole comment. And yeah. But everybody wanted a shirt that, the shed of many names. There's one of those. Uh, and of course, like I said, coffee cup stickers. 'Cause I know people love their stickers. Um, I do want to get baseball caps. I got to figure out how to just get those up and heal thyself. It's a whole bunch of different ones. And yeah, I finally just had to smack my hand and tell myself quit designing them and post it. Yes, they are very sensitive, and it's only going to get worse. But I like the Teespring. Very good pricing. You set what profit that you want to make off the merchandise. Let's see. If you scroll up chat just a little ways, the Hoodstead posted the link for Teespring. I prefer the Teespring, and from what I've seen, the product is very good quality. And like I said, there's two different designs for the owls T-shirt. Now they don't have an owl on it because I didn't have a really good picture of an owl, but I have two different designs for it. Yeah, because I don't do a whole lot. I just wanted to stick with one to where I didn't have to touch anything and everything was took care of. Yep, it's just a regular shed. Uh, Family was nice enough to let me borrow their shed to, keep all of y'all busy learning and making things. One day I'll have a shed and get it all set up with solar and yeah, and that way I won't have to invade their shed and they can use their shed. That's just a regular shed. It's what goes on the inside that makes it different. Uh, as long as it's okay with you, with him being a member, um, somebody will have to make sure, especially if I do my let's have a talk, that because I don't, because if I age specific the videos, they're not monetized. But I have no problem with him watching my videos. Most of them, I try my best not to, I try to control my mouth in most of them. I'm doing pretty good. But sometimes, every once in a while, a little word slips here and there. And I wouldn't want to, traumatize him when I do my let's have a little talk videos. Hey, Renee, how are you doing? Welcome to chat. Uh oh. Scroll back up in chat. The Hoodstead shared the link. Let's see if I can. Let's see. Pin message. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see. I pinned the link on top of the chat. It looks different on my side. Can y'all see it at the pinned at the top of the chat? Okay, thank you, Hoodstead. because chat looks totally different on my end. But did anybody have any gardening questions? Oh, believe me, I graduated from a high school that's, in a naval base town. I didn't know how to cuss until we moved to the country and I graduated from so said naval base town high school. Yeah, it's hard to break. And especially if I get really mad, I have to really crank myself down. So yeah, I'm no angel whatsoever. As a friend told me once, I like to make sure that everything is more exuberant when I talk, and that they know when there's an exclamation point added to it. I forget how it was so long ago how she put it. Um, it stands out. Let's just say. So, did anybody have any questions that they might need answered, or just questions in general? And I have to admit, Tammy, I'm still dying laughing about the Arlo Jr. I love that one. Okay, here, I'm gonna type it in. Give me just a minute, and I love them. There you go. I like that one, TLC. I like that one. There's that's the company. That's my number one company I buy seeds from. I like that one, Badlands. That's great. Okay, what kind of growing conditions do stinging nettles like? Okay, now the ones at the botanic garden, they get some shade, a little more sun. They do like some moisture. Um, they do better when there's sun. Now they do like either it's usually I find best that they have some afternoon shade and make sure that they get watered well. Don't keep them soaked or saturated, but enough water to stay alive. Strictly medicinals. Out of I just got buzzed by a fly. Uh, Strictly medicinals should have it, and they're out of Washington State. I watched a video about rice. Me, I don't have a foraging handbook. There was that mushroom guide that I was gave as a gift, and I don't have it on me at the moment. Now I feel bad. Um, I will post it in the comment section. But most of my foraging is done from being hand taught. Hello, Deborah. Welcome to chat. I'm glad you could make it. Always, everybody's always welcome here in chat. What was I trying? I totally forgot. But yeah, stinging nettles are a whole lot easier to grow than people realize. As long as you give them a good area to grow in, they'll thrive. And yes, you can get um, anywhere from 2 to 4 harvests um, from them before you need to let them quit harvesting from them and allow them to grow up and then go to seed. It all depends on your growing season and how long you have. Yes, thank y'all so much for hitting the like button. It means a lot, not only on the chat, but I really need to get, if you like my regular videos, please, if you can, remember to click like on them. I need to get my likes up. Hey, Garden of the Eden, how are you doing, sister? I was going to try and I could not find your email address anywhere. Um, I was going to see the other day if you wanted to do some volunteering at the Botanic Garden. But when you get a chance, Garden of the Eden, send me an email and I'll let you know when the next volunteer push we need. Yes, that's what I was trying to get back to. I tell you, y'all got to stay on me. I have squirrel moments. And, oh, dried nettles. You can make tea with it. You can add them to soups. There's just, you can add it to a little bit to your rice if you have a rice steamer and it'll cook with the rice. There is so much you can do with dried nettles. Thank you, the Hoodstead, working your little heart out. I appreciate it more than you know. I really do. But no, save your dried nettles. Put them back for wintertime usage. Now is the time to be enjoying fresh nettles. And I have a playlist on a lot of the what I've been doing with the nettles. Now I need to go back into my videos from last year. I'm gonna tell you right now, stinging nettles make the best pesto you will ever eat. It's so much better than basil will ever be. Thank you, Renee. Yes, I love everyone being an owl as well. We all are owls. But I've got to get those older videos. I don't think I have them all moved up to the Stinging Nettle playlist. But one thing everybody needs to remember, of course, when you're gathering, wear a glove, long sleeves. If Because I try to harvest them when they get about this tall. Now, I'll harvest them as they get a little bit bigger, but I don't want them too tall because that way your stem is still tender. Um, the hoodstead's on it. um, gather them while they're tender so nothing goes to waste. But yeah, you can add them into smoothies, all kinds of stuff. Now, Um, Once stinging nettles are touched by um, boiling water or pulsed, believe it or not, pulsed in a blender or a food processor, the sting is gone. The sting is completely gone. And so you don't have to cook the nettles to make the pesto. Once they're blended up, the sting is completely gone. And I'm telling you, that's the best pesto I've ever ate. No, and this is what I've been wanting to talk to everybody. I've been trying to make videos. I I forgot and left my tripod in the shed. Purple dead nettles and stinging nettles are two completely different plants. They're not even related to one another. Now, I'll be doing a video. The reason why purple dead nettles get their name. Of course, they have the plant has the purple hue to it and the beautiful purple flowers. All right. The reason why the purple is for the color of the leaves and the flowers. Dead means they have no sting. The stingers are dead. The nettle part is because the leaves resemble the same shape as stinging nettles. Now, two totally different plants, two totally different families. If you look at purple dead nettle, the stems are square. They're in the mint family. You're welcome, more than happy. I've seen some people, and especially one that done a purple dead nettle video, and they ought to be ashamed of themselves because I'm tired of the misinformation being put out there. Too many people don't do the studying, don't do the research to know enough to make a video. I don't say nothing about your femininity, and you know it. Some of us are just, I mean, I had a glove on my hand only because, I was grabbing them by handfuls and clipping them. But sometimes you got to watch out for them young stinging nettles because they're full of, what, and vinegar and they're ready to get you. But sometimes the young ones don't sting. It all depends. I make a tincture with the dead nettles. Um, I will be drying a bunch for teas for the winter use because I'm putting back as much as I can dried. You better believe it. Now, I am a feminist, but I'm not the crazy kind of feminist. Uh, I believe men and women can both be strong. They can both be weak. We can all work together. Believe me, I can be feminine when I want to. As I got older, I just don't care about it. Um, but yeah, I'll do a video coming up once these storms pass through the next few days because I'm gonna show you close ups and I'm gonna go a little more in depth in it. And of course, now I do have if I remember right, if I have moved everything over, if you look at my tincture playlist, there should be a video talking about making purple dead nettle tincture. And I always, in every video, if you look at the description, there is information in all the descriptions. Because I try my best to teach everybody as much as possible, but I leave out just a little bit because I don't want y'all all to become, let's see, dependent on just what I have to say. I want you to do your own research, read even more, be careful where you go to. It's just like a lot of these MD websites when they talk about herbs. You got I bypass them because you got to remember they don't want you doing it natural. They don't want you healing yourself. And you also have to know whose money is funding that website. That makes a big difference. The hood said. Because if you read what I write and you do some research on your own, it's more likely to sink in. But please, everyone, keep a notebook. If you can, if you have the ability to print out, I don't know if it's allowed to print out the description box, print it out. Um, start keeping records. Laminate stuff if you can, or stick it if you don't if can't laminate it. Stick it in the sleeves that go in notebooks for protection. That way, you always have it on hand because it's going to be a time coming up when we're not allowed to get on these things anymore. Oh yes, there's the weeds. That's what kills me. And we got, like I said, we got one that advertises in town. Let me kill your weeds. Oh no, 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 sucker! You're not coming near my yard because I let the weeds grow. I don't. I care less about the grass. The grass can die. That's me. I know not everybody's that way, but if I had my way, it might be a little bit of grass here and there. That's it. But no, right now, depending on where you're located, I know some of y'all are still trying to thaw out up there. You've got dandelions, of course. You've had chickweed for a while, leer leaf sage, plantain. Now, there's two types of plantain. Um, let's see what else is coming up. Clovers are coming up. I'm trying to think. Wild onions, wild garlic. I could keep listing. And you've got to be careful the books that you buy because it all depends on who's backing that author because they're not going to tell you the whole truth. Oh no, Renee, I hope you're feeling better. That's not good at all. Good to see you here and chat. I'm happy that you're home. You didn't try to send me no message or anything, did you? I might know it by something else, but I wouldn't think a Canadian plant would be down here. But you never know. Well, if you need anything, Renee, let me know. Let me know, okay? But the Canadian black snake root, I probably know it by something else. It's bound to have, because let me tell you, a lot of these plants, and yes, lamb's quarters. Oh, another one, sour grass as well. I love sour grass. Love it. And yeah, I can understand you spot spraying for that. That's a different story. But these people who have to have these immaculate lawns, there's no excuse in it. None whatsoever. None. No, it's never too late to start carrots. You can actually grow carrots year round. Yes, yes. And I call the other I call the other person yeah, something else that just sprays their yard too. That's a different story though. And that's because people have lost touch with the old ways. Well, I care less about the neighbors, so no, I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm gonna have to look it up and see a picture of it because it's not ringing a bell. But I'm also really tired, so sometimes the brain don't like to kick in. Or if somebody walks up to me, hey, what is this good for? And I just look at them and said, just hold on, let me walk away. You asked me. Now, I can talk all day about herbs. Somebody asks me a question, I just draw a blank. But it's funny at times because people are like going, I thought you knew about, I know about this. You just got to give me time. Grass holes. Yes, that's exactly what I call them. And well, some other more colorful words as well. Now, I know I saw another question. Oh, trying to get back to this. The rice, growing the rice. Okay. Now, you can take brown rice. Now, if you want to, you got to make sure that they have holes on them. The brown rice and several other rices. Uh, Try to make sure they're as natural as possible. And you can put them in water and should by the third day will start germinating. Now you're going to want to make sure that your soil is fairly moist and be. I would use tweezers, or if you're really good with chopsticks, use chopsticks to move the rice grains out of the water into the soil to plant them. Now I know about the black cohosh. There's just so many different names that the ancestors have given things, and when somebody else moves in, it's another name gave to things. So that's why I'm like going. I need to know more names because I might know it as one thing, somebody else knows it as a totally different thing. And then when we get up into Appalachia, all bets are off. There's all kinds of names for that. All right, growing the rice. You can grow it in pots, but the best thing that I've studied up on, believe it or not, kiddie pools. But you've got to remember, it's going to take a whole lot of rice to amount to anything. And now, even though it's technically not a rice, but you have a you could also germinate wild rice, which is actually a grass, and grow it as well. If I spray anything, it's with what's called cleaning vinegar, and I make sure that it's on a sunny day. But for me to spray anything, it would be a miracle. No, you don't always need a wet field because they only flood it every so often. Because believe me, if you're over in Arkansas, you know when they flooded the rice fields because here comes all the mosquitoes. Oh, where was that? I'm trying to think. Where did I see that? Now there are some rices you don't have to have wet soil at all for, like a soggy area. Um, because there's some rice that I've been hearing about. You don't have to, keep the soil more, saturated, but it'll grow in regular soil. I can't remember the name of it. If I can figure it out, I'll have the information on the next chat. I think it was in my gardener, but I'm a little leery of his seeds now that after finding out well, a lot of them come. Well, the other place, Big for Seeds too, is known for a lot of their seed stock coming from overseas from um, the direction. Um, it was either a um, New York company or it was a Canadian company. But if you can find all natural, organic wild rice, you should be able to find some seed stock in that. Yeah, so those countries across the big water. I try not to get seeds from there because they have some gardening habits that I just don't approve of. Because, yeah, they have some gardening practices that I don't approve of, and they like a lot of chemicals. And, well, I'm not a big fan of fertilizing with human waste either. Let me tell you, most of us little humans, not me, but I have my moments. We some nasty little folks, and well, our bodies pump out a lot of stuff in the waste, and no, no, thank you. Maine's right now finding out very hard how bad bio sludge is to use, and California's going to be finding out here very soon as well. No, I do not like Newer. Um, read what's going on in Maine right now. They've been using human. They used let's see, what was about 20, 25, 30 years ago. Farmers in Maine was told how wonderful it was and all natural to use the bio sludge. You know, yeah, there's been close to 500 farms shut down because not only is the waste material, not only is it in the soil, it's in the plants, it's in their bloodstreams, and I can keep listening. It's in their water sources. Yeah, it's bad. Hey, Mr. Boots and Bounty, how are you doing? Welcome to chat. But yeah, there was an organic farm up there. Now it was the owners prior to them that done it. Because, they was talked to, into it by their government to do it. And, well, it was tested. Not only is it all in their soul, it's in their well, it's in their bloodstream, it's all in the plants, it's in the animals, everything. They had to recall everything and shut their farm down. And this was an organic farm that they had built up for 15 years. And now they've done this crap all around Maine. Now they've been doing it hot and heavy in California. Just you wait, they'll be shutting down California before much longer. Yeah. And now, don't get me wrong, using urine way around your garden as, pest protectant, that's okay, but you're not going to catch me adding none of my urine, none of that into my garden ever. Yep, crap, that's what I call it. Just think, for those who have to have big pharma, your kidneys and everything pump that out into your urine, and the rest of your body pumps it out into the waste. Every bit of that. I don't care how much you say that you break it down, is going into that soil. You have a yeast infection that's going into your soil. No, no, I'm not using it, nor will I ever use it. Bingo. It is waste, and I'm sorry, humans are toxic. Oh no, you're here to have a good time. I'm fine with it. Now, didn't you see me smile? Cause and yeah, no. And this is what gets me. Somebody was talking about using, their fermented urine in their garden. No, yeah, they talk about using urine in straw bale gardening. The reason why they were talking about the urine is it comes from animals. As long as the animals are clean, not just soaked and stuck to death with antibiotics and everything, that you can use because it's natural and they're not meat eaters. They're not. Well, they might eat a bumblebee or a cricket accidentally, but they're not meat eaters. Humans are naturally nasty. Sorry, I'm not calling all of us nasty, but it's a fact. The human body is nasty because of the crap that we put into ourselves. But yeah, um, and that's why my straw bale garden, I don't use no urine. No, no, I don't use no urine in my garden. No. Now, I might do a spot here or there away from the garden if I have a pest problem. But you know what? There's plenty of other things that you can use besides going to peeing all around your garden. Honey, it takes way more detoxifying our bodies to get clean like we should. For us to get actually clean like we should be, you ain't going to be eating nothing from the grocery store. Everything's going to be organically raised and by yourself, so you know exactly what's going into it. Yeah, it has to be. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna be running around behind no poor cow and grabbing pee or anything. A lot of times that happens in like dairy farms and stuff where they have the. Have you ever seen the grates and it goes through? But no, I don't have time to use that. There's plenty of other. You saw how good my, for those that seen my sweet potato harvest video, you saw what my sweet potatoes look like. There was no urine involved in that video, believe me. We honestly, for us to be completely detoxified as a human in this day and age is near absolutely impossible because we would when we wouldn't be allowed to breathe the air that's flowing around us now. You can't have nothing of any kind, big pharma, period. No highly processed anything. You have to watch out for the meat. It would have to be antibiotic and all that clear. And yeah, even a lot of our ancestors weren't even healthy enough to even think about using any waste from them. I mean, there's too many cows, horses, chickens, goats, rabbits, too many of that manure that can be used. Oh no, I care less about front yard grass either because I got I prefer to feed us than keeping up with the Joneses. I care less about front yard grass because if I had my way, it'd be all in raised beds. But I don't do a whole lot in my front yard because now idiots in the neighborhood apparently don't know how to drive, and I noticed apparently they have yet again run up into my yard and possibly killed another plant of mine. But yeah, eventually, like I said, I'm still staying positive on that 100 acres and an old house out in the boonies. But I'm telling you, I really want giant boulders in the front yard of the place I live now and let them run off the road. Not my problem. Should have knew how to drive. Shouldn't have been driving drunk or stoned or high or whatever drugs you're on. Let them learn. I guarantee you that once they hit one of them big boulders, it'll wake them up, teach them how to drive. Since I built that, let me knock on wood right now. Since I built that mailbox, and they watched me build that mailbox post. Yeah, and none of them thought about hitting that mailbox. Knock on wood, because somebody gonna be hurt. They hit that mailbox. I right now I can't do no gardening in the front yard until I get more of those mulch piles down to the garden. Yes, everything, any disease, any medication, anything that your body passes it out. That's just like another thing people's got to realize. All these jabs, yeah, it flows through your bloodstream into your waste as well. So you're contaminating the soil as well. Okay, Robin. Okay, are you running any fencing or are you just running them up the poles, teepee style? Whoa, Lordy, 14-foot poles? How you going to harvest them babies? Actually, you could. Actually, you could cut those poles in half and make you even more bean teepees if you got the room for them. Is what I'd say because you're not going to be able to harvest those way up high. That's going to be one heck of a ladder if you think about it. And if her ground is tilled, she's going to sink down into that ladder and take a chance of hurting herself trying to harvest those beans. If you want to cut those poles in half, you can make even more teepees. But personally, um, one to two beans on one on each side of the pole is what I do. She gets more adventurous. I do the metal fence post with the orange construction fencing on it. But yeah, if you got it anchored down good enough, you could get away with 4 to 5. But usually I run two, depending on the size of the pole. Jana, calm down. Daddy left the house. Her daddy left the house. So she might be wild for a while. She don't do good when they leave at all. Uh, I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yes, she does not like when her mama and her daddy leave the house. She don't like it at all. Sorry, David. Sorry about that. Yeah, they probably thought that they just got. But yeah, if I was you, if you've got the room, cut those poles in half. 7 feet's plenty good, and you can just keep weaving them all around. They'll be fine. Yeah, I see. You would have to. Down here, I have a nice long growing season. Oh, she's happy Daddy's back in the house. But now they last. Of course, eventually I'll finally have cattle panels, and I'm gonna need a lot of them. But um, family, my God. Um, I found that the orange construction fencing, the netted one, uh, lasts anywhere. Depends on what you're growing. I learned my lesson. Loop is way too strong for them. I run the metal fence post and the orange construction fencing, and yeah, I grow as much as I can vertical if possible. Yeah, another problem with those estrogens, also what comes in soy. A lot of soy products too. You can see the side effects of that in men. You know, most young generations coming up now aren't as manly as they should be. Bingo. And of course, it has to do with all the steroids and everything pumped in the food. Blame that as well because it's the truth. Why do you think girls are hitting puberty at 7, 8, 9 years old? I'm sorry, it's disgusting. Young girls aren't supposed to be hitting puberty at that age. Bingo. Yes. All of that goes in there too. Yep. Now just think, California's been pumping it even heavier than Maine has been. Just you wait. Just you wait. But yep, there's a lot of things going on. A lot of people don't realize. It's just like this bird flu. Yeah, I know for a fact it could be cured by using usnea. You may. I have healed chickens. I have healed sick chickens, sick cats, sick dogs. Usnea tea. It works on humans. It works on everything. Usnea is great. And I bet you that, that is also a government let loose, but they don't like to talk about that stuff. Yeah, but still not at 7 and 8 and 9 years old. Turkey tail as well. Yes, definitely. But the Uzni is the number one. Uzni is number one. I swear by it. But yeah, there's a lot of horrible stuff going on, and it breaks my heart because, I mean, I've seen the change in what little bit I've been alive, and I've watched it, and I'm like going, when will people finally throw on the brakes when it's too late? That's way too early. That is way, way too early. Yep, they should not be back in the day. 13, 12, 11 was a little early, but 12 and 13 is when it's actually supposed to start. Yes, cook clean, eat clean. People, I'm telling you, start reading the labels. They're putting so much crap in food right now. It's not funny. Read those labels and get to know thy food. It's just like now, vegetable oil used to be really good when I was a kid. It was safe to use. Vegetable oil now is nothing but soybean oil. I mean, you have to read these labels. Some of the olive oil they're selling, it says olive oil on the front. You read the label, and it's an olive oil canola mix. That's another oil people really need to stop using is canola oil. It is not good for you at all. Now, peanut oil is getting ridiculous, and I fully understand people have nut allergies, but peanut oil is really good to use. Oh, believe me, we're only seeing the beginning of it. We're only seeing the beginning of it. And the sad part is, we can blame ourselves for allowing it to happen because this started happening back when Daddy Bush was in office. And it's been going back for a while. This canola is poison. And people just guzzle it down like no tomorrow. I won't use it. I refuse to use it. And if I see it in products, I won't buy the products. It's just like soy. I avoid absolutely as much soy as possible. Now, I'll admit I'm human. The only thing to me personally, soy products, the only thing soybeans are good for, soy sauce. I admit I have a slight addiction, but I rarely ever use soy sauce. And the only time I use soy sauce is when we get to go to the Chinese buffet, which is very rarely now. I have to make my dipping sauce where I mix a little soy sauce and wasabi in it together. And that's my sushi dip sauce. Other than that, that's almost the only time I use soy sauce. But other than that, you just got to start reading your products because they're putting stuff in there like no tomorrow. And people need to wise up. It is. And this country is a hot mess. Y'all better keep your eyes open. Yeah, it'd be nice. But here's the problem with um, higher standards. Um, right now, FDA thinks it's okay for the GMO cows, hogs, and salmon and all that other to be in the food system. We would have to completely disband the FDA and all of that and get actual human beings in there who give a care. I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican, I'm a revolutionist. And it's time for us to take back our government and completely cut it by over half and rebuild everything from scratch. It's and that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen unless we take it over. But with what's coming down the pike, we'd have to work so fast. It's all about the money and it's all about who's in control. And people need to learn that neither side is on our side. Neither side is. They've been proving it. If you pay attention, they've been proving it left and right. Yep, and that's why I have to read every label of anything before it's ever bought. I can't have red dye 40, I can't have artificial sugars, I can't have a lot of things. And and they're putting it in everything. Well, a lot of people don't realize that the food industry has some massive money and it likes to use that money. And that's why when FDA and all them get bought off, people should heads should roll and lose their jobs. Um, if you if you notice, all right, if you ever get a chance, take the ball canning books. Here's a prime example. And people don't think the food industry has much power. They got a lot of power. Start looking at your canning books from back in the 50s and 60s. See how much everybody was taught to can back then. And start looking at your books in the 70s, 80s, 90s, on up to now. See how much that has dwindled down. Yeah, they want you to make all kinds of jams and jellies, not much of anything else, because you know what? You won't be self sustainable. Sorry, I'm catching up with chat. Yeah, it was. It absolutely was an engine oil, a lubricant, and that's it. Now, that one I'm going to say no to. If food was healthier, no, it would not be cheaper. I mean, it's more expensive. I have grown organic all my life. I don't use pesticides. I don't use chemicals. I don't use any of that. I know exactly how much it costs. There is no way that they can make money at the grocery store selling the vegetables that are grown in the fields now, because when you grow organic, you cut the middleman out. So, organic. And see, this is what gets me. The organic food they sell in the store, there's no reason whatsoever for them to be that expensive. Not whatsoever. I've always grown organic because I don't believe in paying a middleman. Ball has been bought for the books. They've been bought out for a while because, you can't can nothing if it might sustain you. Hold on, I missed something. Actually, my harvest is huge because it's organic. I get huge harvest. There was quite over half of my tomatoes last year. I was, harvesting anywhere from 5-gallon buckets and up on tomatoes. There was no pesticides, nothing um on it. And yeah, cost me one seed to drop. Most of your corn, just about all your soybeans are GMO now. Most of all your corn is too, because they cannot keep those crops separated far enough for them to stay uncrossed. All of it is bad. You've got to be careful where your seeds come as well. But believe it or not, you don't get less harvest from organic. I haven't. I've gotten more harvest. Yes, Ball is still making jars in America. That's when they allow them to escape out into public. Let me tell you, the minute Gramps finally admitted that we're in a food shortage, man, people have been buying up stuff that we bought on a occasion to keep stocks up. Oh, what happened? Bounty, did you trim your message? But yeah, I won't eat margarine either. It's too and butter's getting expensive. Let me tell you, if you're putting up butter, ghee, you better get ghee put up as much as possible while we can. But I'd like to get a hold of some goat milk, can it up. I just want to freeze dryer. I'd be freeze drying all kinds of stuff. I'd be set. But yeah, y'all keep an eye, read those labels, because they're trying to sneak at impossible products in on you, and the no meat products left and right. I don't want nothing to do with any of that. No, thank you. And just read your labels, read the ingredient section. Just keep your eyes open. Well, see, the reason why I want the freeze dryers, I can put back so much more stuff. And when you can put back stuff that has a 25-year life shelf life, it's worth every penny. It pays off. It pays itself off in no time. Yeah, that's why I don't eat margarine no more. It's one molecule off from being plastic. Oh, I don't know if anybody's. I don't. I go to Weather Channel to look at the radar and the 10-day forecast, but I've noticed that they're starting to hit the paranoia pump pretty good. They were talking about how that now there's micro pieces of plastic in people's lungs. Well, I don't doubt that. Don't doubt it a bit. Yeah, but you gotta have the cow first to be able to do that. And when you're canning up or putting stuff back like you should be, I'm not quite worrying about ricotta and stuff right now. I'm canning the milk and stuff back for survival purposes. And see if I had that freeze dryer, I'd be freeze drying the buttermilk. That way, I've got buttermilk powder for making biscuits, pancakes, so on. Freeze drying the butter, so there's powdered butter which can be used at any time. Um, the butter, uh, the what I call whey from the getting the making the butter. I'd be saving that, freeze drying that, so I could use that because that makes the best bread. I'm telling you. I love the canned milk. I can all kinds of milk. Yep, make your own yogurt. It's simple as can be to make. Yes, I want a freeze dryer so bad. I'm gonna keep talking that and hopefully it'll help and it'll come into fruition. But yeah, the canned milk is great. I use it for sometimes for my coffee and stuff. All right, think about this. I know they cost a whole lot because the one I'm looking at is 2,600. It's the one in the middle. Believe me, I wish they weren't so expensive either. But think about this: you cook what food you can. You make your own MREs. Oh, you know how easy it is to boil water. How heavy are those canning jars? You can put at least 100 MREs, your own homemade MREs, in a tub. And if you have to bug out, there's your 100 mils. How hard is it to boil water? Not at all. Hey, growing with Hudson, how are you doing? That's to be expected in anything. The bugs is gonna happen. It's a natural thing. Uh, freeze, freeze your flour, freeze your cornmeal for about a week, but you got to make sure that it's cold, really cold, and then you'll be fine. You can get rid of weevils. Weevils happen. There's bug eggs and everything. That's something that can't be helped. But if you think about it, all right, you can make MREs. You can store them all in one bag. That's one meal. Um, you can freeze dry milk, freeze dry eggs, buttermilk, fruits, vegetables, you name it. Comparatively, it's a whole lot cheaper than canning, and you can bug out with a whole lot more food than you can canning jars. Don't get me wrong, I love my canning jars, but if I had a freeze jar, I'd be making all kinds of stuff. Yeah, you're talking about the colostrum. Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah, but yeah, y'all got to remember, I don't neighbor in my neighborhood. There's a reason why it's too dangerous to neighbor in my neighborhood. It's a sad state of affairs, but no. Hello, whispers from the dark. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, I wish I could neighbor. But people's gonna have to learn you gotta be careful who you neighbor with as well and keep from talking much at all because one thing to always remember, loose lips sink ships. Oh, this is a shirt. This is a shirt. Absolutely agree, Bounty. Yes. But yeah, if you think about it, you can put way more food back more economically, and I guarantee you, it will. When you can uh, cook a meatloaf, slice it up, your cream potatoes, whatever, freeze dry it all, ration that out, and you can have a complete meal. And maybe all you got to do is boil 2 cups of water. Whole lot simpler. Whole lot simpler. Yes, I keep bay leaves in my flour, in my rice, all of it. Yes, it's just it's just the weevils have been in flour and all that since, oh my gracious, I can't tell you how far back. It it's just normal. The one I want, the medium size one, is 2,600. Sometimes you can catch them on sale. Now, like I told somebody, they have a payment plan, but I'm one of the ones now with so much uncertainty going on right now. I'd rather pay cash, get it paid for, get it here, and get it done and over with. Thank you to Hoodstead. Thank you. Oh, Bay Laurel. Yeah, we have them at the Botanic Garden for sale. You got to remember, it's a heavy duty machine, and it's got the compressor and all that. You got to have a good space for it, but worth every single penny. Okay, take care, whispers from the dark. You have a great night. But like I said, you have to weigh the good and the bad, and believe me, from what all I've studied about the freeze dryer, it's way up here and the down is way down there. And the problem is I've seen a lot of people buying them here lately, and the freeze drying of crap is what's really irked me. Everybody fusses about having too many eggs. Scramble them up and get them freeze dried. Quit freeze drying ice cream and popsicles and snack chips, and that all comes later. Get your food made. Get stuff that will sustain you freeze dried. Once you get a big enough stock of it put up, then you can play with it. But yeah. All right, good night, Deborah. I hope you enjoyed yourself. But I've seen a lot of people, buy them, and I'm like going, you're freeze drying pickles the first thing off. Why aren't you freeze drying eggs and milk and all this? And it's just aggravating. People fuss about how much cow milk they're getting in. You have a freeze dryer. Separate that cream. Freeze dry that cream, freeze dry that milk. Quit wasting it. Quit feeding it to your animals when you're gonna need it later down the road. And just people just irk me. I can't help it. And see, I'd be freeze drying cream not only for cooking with, but it tastes really good in your coffee. It's just a lot of waste. So much waste. And people just sometimes they have more money than they have brains. Yes, snack foods. No, I wouldn't buy a freeze dryer to be making snacks. And or I've seen people make batches of freeze dried food and sit there and eat it all. I'm like, going, you just made this batch of food and you just sat there and ate all of it? You didn't put nothing back? Yeah. And see, and that's what irks me is because here I am. I'd be putting food back left and right. There's time for snacks later on. I mean, pickle chips, you can be doing that in a dehydrator. Absolutely. 25 years or better, depending on how they're sealed and stored. Yes, yes, it does turn into powder. Same with the eggs. All you need is to, either take a spoon of it, put it in your coffee, or a spoon of it in a bowl or something and stir it up. And all you need is water to reconstitute it. Simple, easy. It's wonderful. And I'm telling you, if your eggs are done right, if you scramble them very well before you freeze dry them, you're not going to tell the difference except for, hey, there's not a yolk in it because the yolk's already mixed in it. See, my problem is down here, I would love to do a lot more the old ways, but the humidity down here, I mean, my hair, it took 3 hours to dry. The humidity is getting to where it's bad enough. It's messing up. It's causing canning lids to rust faster than they should. There's a lot to be said about being able to freeze dry and put that food back. Oh yeah, you can freeze dry just well basically anything. I mean, people are all excited because they're freeze dried ice cream sandwiches. Sorry, I'd rather have some freeze dried meat over ice cream sandwiches. But I can understand snacks at a later date. But I'd be making MREs like no tomorrow. Because down here, I have pretty good feeling you're gonna have to be able to be mobile and mobile fast. And let me tell you, um, trying to load a whole bunch of cases and cases of canning jars ain't gonna be a whole lot of fun when you're trying to get the heck out of Dodge real fast. But yeah, see, you can prepare everything already seasoned and freeze dry it and then break it up into MRE meals because MREs aren't always bad, especially if you make them yourself. All right, Bounty. But yeah, down here we can't even have a root cellar anymore because it we'd have to keep the sump pump running constantly. I mean, it's something as like the other day when I was digging up the wild lettuce. You stick the digging knife in the ground and you hear slurp, and I'm going, oh my God, the water's up here as well. And yeah, and the plants just pull up completely by the roots, and there's no dry dirt whatsoever around the roots. Yeah, so you can't store much down here at all. Everything would have to be stored up above ground, and well, that's pretty much a waste of time if you're trying to do any dry storage. Plus, I'm still laughing about that one. You was just waiting to pull that one. I know you were. Well, I know it's getting late, everyone. Did anybody else have any questions? But yeah, it's getting to where it's getting harder to store food here because, yeah, it's just like the potatoes that I had put back. The minute it started getting close to spring, they went back crazy and started sprouting. Oh no, it's going to be a while for them. It's going to take about at least a month or better, and then I'll take them off the boards, check them, and I'll do a video on that one. Yeah, you can't have a root cellar here at all unless you got a sump pump, and then you still can't guarantee that your sump pump won't burn out trying to keep all the water pumped up because I'm watching the water table get higher and higher here every single year. But yeah, getting back to the feathers, because if I'm not careful, I'll have a squirrel moment. Um, I'm take them off the board. I'll make a video. I gotta take them off the board, check them, and then cause they'll be stiff and in place, and then I'll just bury them in the borax. There we go. and let them finish completely drying. It's not a quick process, but you want to make sure that they are completely dry, and it takes a while to pull that moisture out of those bones. Oh, thank you. I love you too. And right now, we need all the blessings we can get. Thank you so much. You're welcome, October Opal. I'm glad you enjoy yourself. But yeah, I'm not joking. The freeze dryer would pay itself off in no time. It really would. The hard part is coming up with that initial money to buy it. I will put in a plea of prayer for you to have some water, but I'm not bothering these storms. I'm letting these storms come through the way they're coming through. And just want them to roll over without causing much destruction or any death because, yeah. But yeah, it would pay off itself before you know it. And believe me, formula, all that stuff is going to be really hard to get a hold of before long. Because now they're already trying to talk that there's a shortage on formula now. Hey, Kathy, we're fixing to head out. I'm sorry. Oh, it's okay, Duval. That's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I don't expect everyone to chat all the time. I'm just thankful that y'all are all here. And I have went way over. Oh my God, it's almost 3 hours. Get busy talking. I might, I might think about it. My problem is, well, yeah, it'd put a price on my head if I wasn't careful, because Big Pharma don't like that stuff. It's okay. I understand people are busy. They can't always make it. I have a small cookbook that's sold out. I need to rewrite it when I figure out how to get that done, and probably make it what do you call that, ebook. Yeah, that's the magic word. But I don't like ebooks. I like something to be held in my hand. I'll get that all figured out eventually. Disney while shopping. Uh-oh, Aubrey's over there shopping. Love you, and you be careful. Have a good night up there. Stay safe. And as always, watch your back. Head on a swivel. All right, everyone, I'm gonna call it a night. I didn't intend to go this long, but we all get to talking and we get to rolling. I want to thank you each for coming to chat, talking. And I appreciate y'all so very much. I hope everyone has a great day ahead. And like I said, watch this week, y'all. This is going to be a rough weather week. Each one of y'all stay safe. Keep your eyes on that radar. You're welcome, and I'm glad you enjoyed it all. If you come in late, it's perfectly fine to watch the replay. More than welcome to. And as always, every Monday night, 6 to 8, unless something bad happens. And I'll let y'all know ahead of time if I can't do a chat. I love you each, my little, or the owls. I don't want to say my little owls because we're all owls. Yes, I appreciate and love every one of y'all, all the owls. We've had a hooting great time. Oh, I gotta quit. I'll keep going puns. I love all of y'all. Y'all take care, stay safe, and keep your eyes on your weather, cause it's gonna get rough. And I look forward to seeing y'all next Monday in chat. Y'all each have a blessed day. Thank you, Hoodstead, for all that you've done. I love you each, and I appreciate you each more than you all know. Take care, everyone.